Hey everybody, Regan Hagstead here, Mortgage Success Blueprint, and today I wanted to talk about a concept with regards to implementation called Big Ideas, Small Steps. And I think it was Mark Twain that said, the key to getting ahead is getting started. The key to getting started is taking your big, overwhelming tasks and breaking them down into manageable tasks and then starting on each one. And so I think that's a big concept and a big thing to really understand, because I see this all the time, especially within origination and branch managers. People just don't implement. They hear a great idea at a conference, they have this great idea, they were talking to a friend that does this and it works really well. They're like, gosh, man, that would be awesome. They just don't do it. And so to me, I said, well, if that is one of the bigger problems, how can I create something for myself? How can I, because I catch myself doing this as well, how do I create something for myself as well as the people that I work with and the branches within our company that I can help them be better implementers? Because I think if people were better implementers, they could probably increase their production by 40, 50%. Too many times it's just ideas and nothing happens. And I said, so how can we do this? Well, I came up with this, I don't even want to call it a system. It's really just a concept, okay? And the first thing you do when you're breaking this idea, you got an idea or you got a goal, okay? Let's just say I want to get 6 real estate agents in the next 6 months to refer me business. They're high quality agents, and that's like your end goal. What you do is you sit down and you write out 2 things: end goal as well as a mission statement. What I mean by that is you can't just say 6 realtors, because that's going to be very fleeting. It's not going to have the impact of what you're really trying to do. So if you say 6 realtors, but the mission statement is to, let's say example, say have 6 new meaningful referral partners with 6 high caliber real estate agents that are aligned with me morally and ethically, as well as within production. See, because now you can't cheat, right? You have a mission statement as well as your end goal. If you just said 6 realtors, hey, by 90 days from now, you'd be like, ah, man, I promised myself I'd get 6 realtors. And next thing you know, you go into a training course, you find 5 realtors that never closed a house in your life, and all of a sudden they're your partners, you hit your 6 realtors and you feel good. You gotta throw a mission statement in there so you have some barometer, some guidelines as far as what am I really trying to accomplish with this? This is going to be how you keep yourself honest. This is going to be how you, so you don't cheat on your diet, let's say. You got to have that mission statement in there. So when you start with an end goal and a mission statement, you then say, what accomplishments do I need? And you kind of start breaking out a list, right? So if, let's say 6 real estate agents is our end goal, and we've written down our mission statement of what kind of agents, what we're going to hold ourselves accountable to. Let's just say, make a list. I need to make an accomplishment, which is make a list of all the realtors I could potentially talk to that I already kind of know or have an in with. Then you make another thing. Well, I'm going to need to have meetings and coffee with them. And then you make another thing of who are targets that I don't know that maybe one of my current partners could refer to. You see what I'm saying? You basically just create these accomplishments. After you've created the accomplishments, you now need to go into each accomplishment and make little subcategories. So meet with 6 realtors. So what you would do is make a subcategory that says, call each realtor, try to schedule a coffee appointment. Follow up with those realtors until I have a coffee appointment. Have coffee appointment. Might be the 3, let's say, bullet points underneath. So now you've taken this big list as far as get 6 realtors, you have your mission statement, you have all these accomplishments, you've put little subsections underneath of what to do. Now you need to give yourself a timeline. Okay, so within each one of those, don't just put the accomplishment, don't just put the steps needed to finish that accomplishment, put a timeline down. Because when you write a timeline down that you created, it could be 6 months from now. Doesn't matter, because this is you being honest with yourself. When you write a timeline down, now the only person you're letting down if you don't accomplish it is yourself. I find that's a very powerful thing. So put a timeline. And now we have this, we've got this Excel spreadsheet, we've got this Word doc, and it's got all these things. This is how I'm going to, nail whatever my goal was. Well, then you say, what next? Well, Mark Twain said it best, the best way to get ahead is get started. Well, I went another step further and I said, how do I get started correctly? Well, if we know that most originators don't implement, and then most people just, I'd say even in life, don't implement. The way that I found it's easiest to implement is after you have all these things written down, look at it and say, what's the easiest? What is just the simplest thing on here that's not going to take a ton of my time, that's not going to get me off track, that I could do and feel really good about? That's the one you start with. So you take the simplest, easiest thing, the one that you can just knock out of the park right away, do that. The second thing you do is the second easiest. You do the hardest part of this end goal last. And why? Because this is all just another kind of psychological thing, because you're not letting anyone down but yourself. But I'll tell you right now, when I'm working on a project and the first thing I do is really hard and I just run into a challenge and I'm like, gosh, man, like, why did I decide to do this? It gets frustrating. Now, if I have an idea and a goal and I'm going to do something and I walk in and I say, okay, by Tuesday I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, and I just knock it out. And then by Thursday I'm going to do these and I just pound those out. And next thing you know, I'm like halfway through my goal. I get kind of excited, get kind of fired up. And so when I hit that hardest thing at the very end, I'm so far in, I'm so pumped up, I feel so good about myself, it makes that hard one a lot easier. And when it gets difficult, I can push through because I can say to myself, man, if only you just do a little bit more, you're done. If you start out with the hardest one, you're going to quit. And so really, I think that is the biggest key, okay? So if you're talking about implementing, set it up like that. Give yourself kind of guardrails. I'm going to achieve my goal, but I'm not going to go outside the field of play. I'm going to break it down into what accomplishments do I need to do to get to this end result. And then within my accomplishments, I'm going to write down the things I need to do to accomplish those accomplishments. I'm going to give those things a timeline, and then I'm going to get started. And when I get started, I'm giving myself my deadlines, and I'm going to be accountable to myself. And if you do that, I guarantee implementing, whether it's just an idea for marketing, whether it's a new strategy as far as working with real estate agents, whether it's a new file flow in your office if you're a branch manager, if you just do that, you're going to have 10 times more effectiveness and you're going to get 10 times more things done. I hope you guys enjoyed this whole segment on, big ideas, small steps, breaking it down. I know this has worked very well for my business. I hope it works really well for yours. Any questions, obviously comments, leave down below. If you need anything else, I'm always here. Feel free to reach out. Thank you guys for joining. Look forward to seeing you again next time.